Why me? Why do good people suffer or go through pain they don't deserve? Rex D. Pinniger once said, "There is terrible suffering in our world today. Tragic things happen to good people. God does not cause them, nor does He always prevent them. He does, however, strengthen us and bless us with His peace, through earnest prayer." Why me? I haven't come across someone who hasn't at some point in their lives posed this question. Why is this happening to me? Is a common question from those who come to me with their tale of suffering. We've all wondered about it, therefore it's a reasonable inquiry. Permit me to tell you a short tale. Arthur Johns, 1945 to 1993, was a promising young tennis player. He was the top player in the world in 1970 and had won 33 career titles, including 3 Grand Slams. But while teaching a tennis session, he suffered a major heart attack at the age of 36. Because Arthur was as athletic and fit as any other world-class athlete, this was especially startling. He underwent a quadruple bypass procedure that same year. The days of his way of life were over. He needed to be patient. He couldn't keep jumping around the court. He accepted things as it was. As if this wasn't enough, Arthur's right arm became paralyzed not long after the procedure. He tested positive for HIV, which was discovered later. The reason it was so tragic was that Arthur had not contributed to the disease's development. Arthur's doctors came to the conclusion that the blood he had received during his second bypass procedure was contaminated with HIV. Soon after, fans and other individuals from all around the world began sending condolence notes. He was frequently questioned, "Why Arthur? Why are you? How is God able to treat you like this?" The athlete responded stoically and without fear, despite a small sense of fear for what was ahead for him. At least 50 million children take up tennis worldwide, and less than 5 million get any basic coaching. Out of those 5 million, only about 10%, or 500,000, learn professional tennis. No more than 50,000 play in circuit A. Some 5,000 compete for the Grand Slams and barely 50 make it to the Wimbledon. Exactly 4 people make it to the semis and only 2 to the finals. No prizes for guessing that only 1 person gets to lift the cup. Only 1 winner. Throughout the years, despite my success and the cups I lifted, I never asked myself, why me? Upon receiving triumph and happiness from God, I never asked myself why. And now that I have this illness, what grounds do I contest? Why am I doing this now? Frequently, we only truly ask ourselves, why me? During our lowest points. Even in our good moments, we could ask ourselves, why me? But this question is different from what it is in our bad moments. When the weather is nice and sunny, we don't complain. We don't grumble, we just shout. We firmly feel that we have earned all of the nice things in our lives and that we are deserving of them. People adore me for my kindness, my employer pays me a great salary because I generate results, and I was born into a wealthy family by virtue of my good karma. However, the reason people don't love me is because they lack gratitude. I should be paid more, but I'm not because no one values what I do. Because my parents were incompetent, I didn't inherit anything. And so forth. Do you see the difference? In a certain family, 2 marriages took place at the same time to save costs in half and increase festivities by double. Their son married an artist, while their daughter was married after a doctor. After 4 months, someone asked the lady of the house, "How's your daughter-in-law?" "Oh my, don't even know where to start," she murmured in frustration. She spends the entire day at home fidgeting with her thumbs. She has to go out to supper once a week. She exclusively wears makeup from particular companies. My son feels pressured by her to use his money for her clothes and trips. She really is a hassle. With sympathy, her buddy said, "That's awful. I hope your daughter is content in her new home, at the very least. Wow, she's really enjoying herself." The woman spoke, her eyes beaming with happiness. "She is treated like a princess by my son-in-law. He buys her only high-end, branded items, never lets her work, and takes her out to dinner and the movies once a week. They have already taken 3 trips abroad in the past 4 months. She is ecstatic beyond measure. We easily adjust our viewpoint to fit our needs. We will never be content with this constrained and egotistical perspective. I do not want to imply that self-centeredness equates to selfishness or self-centeredness. Rather, my use of the word self-centered suggests that we have an unrealistic sense of our own importance and have an overly high image of ourselves. The majority of us believe that we are infallible, that our work is too essential, and that we are smarter than other people. We'll never be able to understand why me from this limited perspective. Furthermore, and perhaps more crucially, nothing really answers this question, at least not that I have read through a ton of Eastern and Western religious and philosophical writings encompassing all the main world religions and philosophies. Everybody has a theory, but nobody knows the solution. You won't get that answer via karma, past life regression, astrology, clairvoyance, psychics, or anything else at all. This is the reason why I have thought about this subject for a long time in deep meditation, hoping to gain some understanding or insight. The fact is that we essentially have no control over anything, hence there is no solution or understanding. Apart from certain facets of our own lives, we possess minimal influence over anything. Even though nature acts with brutal precision and on a spectacular scale, everything that occurs to us and around us is incredibly random, which can be disconcerting. Even with the best of intentions, karma, and decisions, you could find yourself in the building where the plane is headed for disaster or aboard a hijacked aircraft that will burn to the ground in a matter of minutes. It's possible for you to fall victim to a thief, rapist, or abuser. If you were driving your new automobile cautiously and according to all the regulations, an inebriated driver could crash into it and cause irreversible injuries. A vehicle you purchased with your hard-earned cash, a body you have taken care of for years. Broken, irreparable. While I acknowledge the validity of the law of karma, I also believe it's not the be-all and end-all. It isn't a universal solution. Not everything that occurs in our lives is a result of our doing anything right or wrong to earn it. Why or why not is irrelevant. Good people are not immune to bad occurrences. Leaders are made of crooks. Sinners are garlanded and saints mistreated. Undoubtedly, the majority of our experiences are shaped by the decisions and deeds we commit to, but occasionally, events occur at random. It may be a momentous occasion or something very unimportant. From the perspective of nature, it's really a little event. Even though most earthquakes only last a few seconds, thousands of lives are lost. Even a car accident occurs in a split second. Even though it affects you for the rest of your life, in the perspective of nature it's just one occurrence. Put another way, although a theory or some solace may adeptly address the question, why me? There is actually no definitive solution. Naturally, our happiness in life increases the sooner we come to terms with this. With a lovely breeze blowing, I'm sitting beneath a peepal tree writing this post. While some plants sway quietly, others are waltzing. A dog is sitting next to me, happy after consuming 8 slices of bread that were dripping with cream. 4 mongooses are scuttling around, looking for food, while 3 are playing nearby. A cat is watching a bird perched on a low branch with much attention. The continual sound of the river whispering is akin to the natural cycle. Certain flowers appear content. Others appear to be more impartial. The leaves fluttered, as though applauding nature's power and victory. A leaf drops from the tree and lands on the grass every few minutes. While some leaves have fallen, others, which were once green, are dry and much older yet are still alive and adhered to the boughs. Why? There's no explanation. The natural world is a living entity. Like dogs, cats, trees, rocks, and rivers, all of us are but insignificant cells within the larger body. A finite life in an infinite universe. A well-timed visit to a classic mansion. This is how nature is at play. Enchantingly lovely and mysterious. This existence is also an unscripted play. Play we must, whether it is joyfully or not. The program needs to continue.